Judge Aaron Subramanian nearly expelled Sean Diddy Combs from court for wordless conversations with jurors, an unheard-of warning in a federal racketeering trial. Stay with me to see why that silent stare-down may flip the entire verdict, how one balcony-dangling accusation shattered the room, and the single procedural twist lawyers say could free or finish Diddy. Quick verdict check. If you caught a defendant signaling jurors, would you call it strategy or self-destruct? Typey. One word below, no hedging. Was that single slow nod toward juror number 6 a harmless tick, or the moment Sean Combs tipped into a courtroom death spiral? Judge Aaron Subramanian thought it disruptive enough to threaten expulsion, reminding the gallery that even silent signals can poison impartiality. If the jury senses manipulation, every syllable the defense utters starts tasting like spin. Silence can sink a verdict. When the stakes are life-altering, master your body language before it masters you. Nervous gestures speak louder than a $1,000 suit. A glance persuades, or convicts. Picture dawn over Los Angeles. Brianna Bana. Bongolan swears Combs hooked his arm around her waist, dangled her over a 17-story railing, then hurled her onto patio furniture as if rage needed gravity to make its point. Jurors saw neck brace, photos, and heard the phrase that still haunts her dreams. "I'm the devil. I could kill you." One witness, one cliff edge, and suddenly prosecutors have a visceral narrative of power turned weapon. Trauma always leaves fingerprints. When credibility teeters, concrete images, bruises, braces, panic, anchor truth. In crisis, document everything. Paper beats denial. Surprising insight. Those infamous hotel nights weren't spontaneous decadence. They were meticulously pre-staged marathons. Assistants stocked luxury suites with IV fluid bags, 24 bottles of baby oil, and prepaid male escorts before Combs ever swiped his keycard. Witness Jane described 30-hour sessions where logistics rivaled concert production, lighting rigs for clandestine filming, duffel bags of ketamine, and runners booking return flights for sex workers. Planning reveals intent. Follow the supply chain and you follow the crime. Audits of vendors, travel records, and encrypted payments can unravel any polished facade. Former assistant Mia told jurors she was startled in late 2023 when Combs rang her after years of no contact, then texted that he'd make things right if she stopped feeding tabloids. She interpreted it as an unspoken cash offer to vanish, especially after hearing of a $20 million settlement with Cassie just weeks earlier. Former federal prosecutor Jennifer Beadle notes that money arriving after misconduct screams consciousness of guilt, whispers by silence, or prove guilt. Document every unexpected check-in from powerful ex-bosses. A paper trail outlives intimidation. Defense lawyer Brian Steele peppered witnesses with references to best-selling books, podcast deals, and GoFundMe pages, insisting accusers are turning trauma into profit. His gamble: if jurors suspect a payday motive, even graphic evidence can look embellished, yet experts warn the tactic may backfire. People resent being told they're gullible. Dual fact: jurors dislike bullies. They punish overreach. In any conflict, attack ideas before people. Credibility erodes faster than rebuttals. Just as opening arguments closed, 50 Cent announced a multi-part Netflix docuseries chronicling the accusations, dropping trailers timed to court recesses. Within hours, Yishk's surviving Diddy trended at 2,300 tweets per minute, while courtroom sketch clips racked up 8 million TikTok views. Legal analysts say such wall-to-wall narratives seep into juror subconscious, no matter how often the judge says, "Don't watch." Mini story. One alternate juror was dismissed after liking a meme of Diddy in handcuffs. Media molds verdicts. When controversy hits, control your story early, or someone else will stream it. How do prosecutors transform scattered VIP rooms, Gulfstream flights, and studio after-parties into one racketeering charge? By threading every Cash App, NDA, and jet manifest through Rico's needle, they claim Combs ran a mob-style enterprise. Music. In front, coercion backstage. ABC's legal explainer shows 12 shell firms funding security, escorts, even hush deals. Meanwhile, former AUSA Jennifer Beadle warns in People that the web may rip if alleged co-conspirators stay silent. Patterns persuade juries. When misconduct sprawls, build a timeline that exposes repeatable systems. Frequency signals intent. Flashbulbs pop as defense lawyer Brian Steele freezes a 2013 birthday video. Mia, glossy-lipped, beams at the lens and calls Combs a living legend. Judge Subramanian barred the full 30-second clip, but allowed that single frame. Jurors inhaled. As Steele asked, "Terrified or thrilled?" prosecutors snapped back. Smiles don't erase scars. Yet the image now owns the courtroom's imagination. One photo, one gasp. Context is king. Document the before and after, because snapshots lie when stories hide. Surprising insight. Judge Arun Subramanian tallies disruptions like strikes, and Combs is on too. After last week's juror nodding debacle, the court warned that another stunt, akin to counsel's six-pack of white women quip, will trigger contempt on the spot. Bailiffs now watch every eyebrow twitch. Next outburst means cuffs. In any high-stakes arena, composure writes its own testimony, master it, or forfeit control. Hooked on these legal chess moves? Tap subscribe right now. Next episode uncovers the secret witness list before the headlines do. Personal anecdote. Columbia sophomore. Tasha Kim set up a ring light on Foley Square and live-streamed jurors entering court. Her clip of juror number 2 glancing at Diddy's Rolls-Royce pulled 2.1 million views in 3 hours. NBC News' own TikTok. Dispatches from Day 8 have topped 5 million plays, while X is plastered with surviving P. Diddy threads that update faster than courtroom stenography. Digital noise bleeds into deliberations. One alternate was bounced for liking a cuffs meme. Algorithms skew verdicts. Crisis rule number 1. Seed your facts first. Once memes set the frame, truth chases echoes. Thought-provoking advice. Prosecutors remind jurors that celebrity armor cracked before. R. Kelly's racketeering conviction drew 30 years, while Harvey Weinstein's guilty verdict upended Hollywood's old code of silence. Yet former AUSA Jennifer Beadle warns Diddy's fate hinges on proving an enterprise, not mere excess. Dual fact: fame dazzles, patterns convict. Whether you're pitching or litigating, anchor your case in repeat behavior. One shock intrigues, a chain persuades. Surprising insight, body language analyst Blanca Cobb caught 2 jurors' eyebrows shooting up during Capricorn Clark's bombshell confession, then rubbing temples when photos of Cassie's bruises appeared. Eye blocking, cheek sucking, chair scooting, tiny. Tells that, according to Cobb, reveal cognitive overload and moral disgust even before verdict sheets. Micro flinches mirror morals. In any high-stakes presentation, scan your audience's micro cues. Pivot early because unspoken feedback writes. Tomorrow's headline: imagine deliberating while hashtags blast your name across 5 million screens per minute. Could you still call evidence pure? Last week, the defense begged for a mistrial after TMZ leaked courtroom audio. Judge Subramanian dismissed the plea, warning that any proven juror exposure would restart the entire 8-week saga. Legal scholars note 2 ticking bombs: unconscious bias and stealth research. Strike either, and appeals bloom. Public noise warps justice. In crisis or launch, create information firewalls early. Once leaks land, control evaporates. Picture the rap titans swapping penthouse glass for plexiglass. RICO counts alone carry up to life, while lesser trafficking charges still stack 15-year minimums. Former Bureau of Prisons warden Sam Jones explains that high-profile inmates start in 23-hour segregation until media heat cools, then move to units where fame guarantees neither safety nor studio time. Dual fact: fame fades, concrete stays. When risk analysis matters, quantify worst-case reality. Numbers reframe bravado. Shock moment. Within 72 hours of the first lawsuit, Empower Global lost 18 partner labels. Keyrock halted co-promotions, and Peloton purged every Diddy track. Analysts at Wharton peg his annual revenue dip at $120 million, stressing that reputation. Clauses trigger automatic exits. It's algorithmic. One tiny clause, one huge implosion. Contracts cut quick. Build diversification before crisis. A single scandal-triggered clause can vaporize decades of equity. Justin Combs slipped from the courtroom clutching a sealed letter, while his mother, Misa Hilton, steadying herself on a walker, mouthed "Stay strong" through the press gauntlet. Minutes later, Diddy turned to a friend in the gallery and whispered, "Please let Justin know I'm thinking of him." A remark court mics barely caught, but gossip sites amplified instantly. Dual fact. The sons appear daily for opening statements, yet vanish during the most graphic testimony. Support collides with shame. Family fractures spotlight guilt. Reconcile. Crises behind closed doors. Unresolved kinship drama becomes Exhibit A. Bloodlines broadcast pain. If Bad Boy suddenly loses its founding architect, who keeps the lights on? Time reports that, unlike R. Kelly's self-run catalog, Combs' empire co-owns masters for dozens of headline artists, so any leadership void could freeze royalty pipelines overnight. Industry attorneys add that Sony and Universal have already floated rights management proposals. While a venture capital backstop lets North Star install an interim CEO, should Combs become incapacitated? Dual fact. Catalogs crave caretakers. Vacuums invite vultures. Draft succession plans before scandals strike. Otherwise, competitors will write them for you. Vacuum invites vultures. Former AUSA Jennifer Beadle told People, "On this record, I don't think a Manhattan jury convicts. Newsweek's legal panel agrees. Despite weeks of shock testimony, prosecutors still lack the emails or money trails that knit a true criminal." Enterprise.Beadle argues the government leaned too heavily on Cassie without producing co-conspirator corroboration, an Achilles heel in any RICO playbook. Dual fact. Jurors demand clarity, RICO demands pattern. Hunt for missing links in every narrative. Gaps, not gasps. Sway verdicts, doubts-free defendants. From a silent nod that nearly ended in contempt to balcony nightmares that still echo through witness halls, the case against Sean Diddy Combs has morphed into a masterclass on how celebrity, social media, and racketeering law collide. Whether jurors see a calculated criminal enterprise or the chaos of excess, one fact hangs heavier than any verdict. Patterns always outlive PR. Stick around. Next week, we'll unpack the secret witness list prosecutors have kept sealed, and why a single name on it could shatter every strategy you've heard so far. This content is for informational and storytelling purposes only, and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice.